team that wants another crack at Evil Geniuses. And let's go ahead and jump right into the action and follow Maniac as he is looking to establish control on the right side of the map.
All right, here now, this is game number 4 of the series, our losers bracket round 2. If CLG is able to close out this match, they will advance. However, OpTic Gaming has the chance to force a game 5.
They very much do so, and they're very capable of doing it, right? I mean, this OpTic Gaming, you know, they are a scrappy team. They fight for every bit, and that's why, you know, they're very well respected, you know, amongst, you know, the not only players but also, you know, fans. So same for CLG. I mean, really, all these players at this point in competition, have just been so well established, and you know, everyone just knows how much work everyone puts into this. But Ace, unfortunate for him, will fall. Sniper rifle will be down at the front of the bond, and that's going to be Royal 2 pushing up. He found that one player and actually caught the body shot, but couldn't follow up with the kill. Ring 3 control here for him, identifying players on the rock side. Another player as well. Royal 2, though, just playing this one slow because he got a call out that a player could be coming up behind him. He sees 2 of his teammates fall, which means now he has to be wary about the flank. That's
right. So one teammate will drop there, so it will not be an easy win here from CLG. OpTic Gaming has certainly made that clear as they're applying a really good amount of pressure here in the early moments of the match.
World 2 just having to drop down. That was a smart play there. Not really getting too focused with it. Managing to stay alive as Flame Sword charges right in. And nades flying in different directions. A player's going to be on top of the carbine. That's going to be a pick for him. And Ace now on the other side. Let's see what he could do with the sniper. I don't know if that's the CLG sniper or if that's the OpTic sniper, but oh, goodness gracious. He gets that body shot there. That player has to be careful.
Wow.
Challenges him because he had no other choice. And that was a kill on Ogre 2.
That was a big, big kill. To hit that no-scope right at the exact time was a big play indeed. So CLG is going to be forced to reset here as Cloud enters ring once again. You can hear a plasma pistol nearby, though.
Remember, folks, you saw that match context. Loser of this series goes home. And this is the elimination game for OpTic Gaming. So they know, I mean, everyone knows at this point, right? You don't want to go out like this. They have to make this happen. They have no choice but to win this multi-flag CTF matchup on Shrine. And Royal 2 is, you know, just patrolling around the hut because you know that if the other team establishes control in your hut, it is bad news, and a great headshot there on Assault from Royal 2.
Let me tell you what that was. CLG is just sitting back, and they're going to wait for OpTic Gaming to push up, right? They don't need to put on the pressure just yet. And once Royal 2 gets that kill, you see he's going to push in. But OpTic Gaming answered back really, really well. They put the pressure on Royal 2, eliminated the sniper threat, and now they can think about pushing up.
And, you know, here's the other thing, right? You know, you have Ace up top. He was not able to clean up that kill, but I was going to say, if he was able to get that kill, he has the battle rifle at ring 3. That is so deadly, regardless of how you look at it. Of course, it would be better if he had a sniper, but unfortunate for him, just CLG is all over him, and he can't quite shake him. And that will be a kill there. I believe that was going to be for Snakebite over to Royal 2, who's looking to see players transition. Or, excuse me, Ogre 2. Too many 2s here to keep track of. But here's the thing. He's going to get that red reticle and get the headshot there on Assault. Look at that shot from Ogre 2.
I tell you, I didn't even see that play. I don't know how he saw that through the waterfall. Excellent play from Ogre 2. Not known generally as a sniper, but doing work here. What we want to see from CLG is them continue to put this pressure. If you just noticed moments ago, they were back at their hut doing the same exact thing. They're literally inching up across the map and playing this very strategic as we'd expect them to do. They're not trying to rush and force anything. Instead, they're pushing in and unfortunately giving their teammates a few shots in the back of the head on the way.
But here's another thing, too. You had members of CLG that were just hanging around in that courtyard, the OpTic courtyard, so they got to be very careful. Or actually, that would be the CLG core. But regardless of the fact, they had to be careful about how they approached that because OpTic just converged on them and just stopped that push. So that there's a couple things to keep in mind here, right? Now OpTic Gaming start trying to establish that control, and they're having that member of CLG just waste those rockets.
No, it's actually Ace who has the rockets in hand.
I thought that,
teammate Ace will have rockets. He will get taken down, though. There might be one rocket left in the clip. We'll have to see. But after about 4 minutes here, Golden Boy, we're still all tied up. So I'd love to get a listen in ready with OpTic Gaming in a moment, purely because, like you said, this is do or die for them. They need to bring the intensity in this game. They can't think about anything else here but winning these first 3 flags on multi-flag CTF.
This has definitely been a challenge for OpTic, really a challenge for both because, you know, you have CLG trying to advance forward. OpTic manages to stop them at their hut every time. Then on the other side, you have OpTic Gaming, who also attempts the same thing, and they get stopped. And look here, right? You have Snakebite pushing in the middle. He can't get much footing there. Maniac will be there for the pick immediately, and it's just kind of a seesaw, right? You know, the little child's plaything. I mean, that's really how you got to look at it here. Both teams have no control, and they're really just going back and forth and back and forth. And this has been the story of this matchup thus far.
Yeah, now Flamesword is actually doing something crafty here as he tries to push into his enemy's courtyard. They have pressure under the turret as well, so this might give them a chance to push in. This is really the angle you want to try to make it happen from, and he's doing a nice job cleaning up the kills, but he's going to have to be hesitant here. He can't push up just yet. You see most of his team is still on the other side of the map spawning in.
Well, this is big. They can actually push in here. They're going to pull that flag over to the rock side. Now, let's see here. I believe Listen-In is ready with OpTic Gaming, so let's jump to the Listen-In with OpTic, see how they are going to get this flag to their side, or at least attempt to.
Nice, Nick.
They're mid-rock, one shot, Snakebite. I got him. Dead.
Two dead.
I'm pushing.
They're nades.
I'm looking nades. Nades right now. Dead. Where's he?
I'm looking in shot. He's one shot. He jumped up. He fell.
One shot. I got him. I'm taking this long. Taking this long.
Jump up, Nady, you guys. Jump on the flag. On the flag already.
One's weak. One shot. They're behind. Got him. One shot into the turret. Royal. Where's he going? He's going. There's sniper over there. Still there. Sniper ramp.
Their nade's weak. They never
Stay like Mike.
Last guy's on the turret.
Keep going. Keep going.
Go under their car.
I'm gonna shoot at one.
Don't die here, Aaron.
I'm shooting
In
at one.
ring, dude. In ring. Two dead. They're car.
I died with flag.
Who's running it?
They're P-nading it. They're P-nading it. They're P. They're P. Try to get it. I lost sniper jump window as well.
We got
ring weak.
Royals
in ring. Their car. One shot. I killed two. Another one in their car. I got flag. Their car going up.
RP.
I got naded, dude. He one-shotted me. I'll get it.
Nice, Aaron. Stay alive.
They're snipe. At their snipe.
5 seconds, Aaron.
They're at their snipe.
Rockets are gonna be up. Get rockets now.
I got it. There's got a turret. Our turret. I'm one shot. He's in a hut, Mike. He's in a hut. He's still in a hut. I'm watching his one shot. He got me.
Snipe our pillars. They may have rockets. Nick, check for rockets.
We ever get the guy in our base? Yeah, I got him. RP door rocket. I'll jump up on you, pillar. I'll jump up on you. One shot, clear. One shot, ring one, clear. One shot, ring one. Their car, Nick. Their car. One shot. I lost snipe. He's getting a snipe. He's got rockets on the car. They're flagging their rockets on the car. They're washed. He wasted one. Staying alive.
He shot two.
I lost a snipe their car. He's trying to get it. I'm getting. They jump up.
He's got a snipe. You gotta reload those rocks. You gotta reload those. They're sniped. Maybe getting a new snipe.
Ring one. They're behind. To the P. Their P might be weak.
Stay alive. New snipe. Slow down.
I got one. Stay alive. Nice. Another one. Their P. Their court corner of the face. The court corner of the face. Jump in their car.
To the P.
They're ring three. Don't waste there. I got hit again.
Shot the court. Nice. They're ring three. Above you on me. He fell.
The court rock, Nick. One shot. And then our flag. Our flag. Our flag.
Our flag.
Kill this guy. Our flag.
One shot.
Come here. I got naded. Might be our court one. Nice
shot.
No. One's been alive this entire time.
That was all.
Rock ramp. I had their snipe.
Okay, where we watch them pushing jump up. They like to push jump up.
One shot in the flag, Royal.
You gotta watch the
Royal. One shot in the flag. The health pack.
The spawn pushing here.
Shit lagged out again, dude.
21-48.
My God. Hard reset your box. Dude, are you
us as well? Unfortunately, it looks like we did have everyone once again reset, so would indicate that there might be a network issue. We'll have everyone in the back take a look at that. But you also heard Ace say 21-48 was the amount of time left on the clock, and OpTic Gaming did get the flag, and that's going to be the big piece there.
Yeah, that is.
Talking about just the match restart rules, Golden Boy, we talked about it the last game. It's very difficult to come and try to battle on the A hill, right? King of the Hill is a very dynamic game type in that where the hill is on the map is impossible to reproduce, right? Yeah. However, in Capture the Flag, in starting that match as a continuation, OpTic Gaming has their flag in, right? That was the big thing they need to do for the momentum here, and of course, we're going to resume that match from the second that we left off at with the score of 1-0 for OpTic Gaming.
Yeah, OpTic Gaming, man, that was a great run that they had. I mean, before we went to the Listen-In, I said, you know, they're going to attempt to because every single time OpTic had an opportunity and also CLG had an opportunity. It was just back and forth, back and forth. Taking a look at the stats there so you guys at home can combine them there for later. Maniac, 21
triple
7.
That's triple positive there. You don't see that very, very often, especially against a team like CLG. So I think it's easy to see why they had so much success. Take a look at 3 out of the 4 players going positive. Also double positive from Ace, 12 and 6, really controlling that game, and they've got to be they've got to be stoked that they got that flag cap, because that's going to obviously be a huge difference maker. When you're playing the 3 caps, one single flag cap on a map like Shrine is huge. Yeah. So when we go into this continuation, OpTic will only need 2 to win that game and potentially force a game number 5.
Yeah, I mean, OpTic Gaming is in a great position to do so. You know, certainly don't hope that the reset, you know, kind of cools their jets. I don't think that that should be the case. You know, this team, they went to the back, they talked to one another, and they said, we have to do this. It's do or die. Yep. I know that's what happened, because that's what happened last night, where they faced off against Liquid and did the same exact thing. Right. And you could definitely tell that there was a much different kind of approach that they took. And really, one thing to keep in mind, too, that whole run that Maniac had with the snipe and establishing control by the ring and then bringing it over to ring 2, at that point, things looked a little murky. You were like, oh, man, you know, they said, like, don't die, don't die. But then, you know, Maniac just falls right away, because, you know, as soon as you say don't die, someone dies, because that's just how the world works. And then at that point, it looked a little crazy, but then Assault, I believe, was able to get in there right away, just toss it down, which I think was the most important thing, right? Tossing it down to their side and ensuring that OpTic, at the very least, could get a touch, because they had players hanging around the bond and all that.
It was a really good, often referred to as delays, what they did there, right? You delay for just a second, you run the flag into ring, and you take just a brief moment to regroup. You find out exactly where the enemy is pushing from. Are they pushing jump up? Are they pushing bomb? Looks like we do have the score here. Of course, OpTic Gaming will have 1 on the board, so they'll only need 2 to win, but CLG will need 3. Perfect placement there with the pointer finger.
Look at that right there.
But as we were saying, you're watching a few different angles there. When you have the flag and ring and you're pausing there, keep in mind, ring is not the conventional route for capture the flag.
Not at all.
Shrine. Typically, you're going to see that thing ran through the rocks, then under the Carbine Bridge. Occasionally, you'll see a brief stint in jump up, because if you go up your enemy's jump up, that's going to give you some time to just avoid cover and fire from flag area. But you have to be very careful, because the flag players can be pushing from the hut, right?
Exactly.
But when you do have the actual flag, like in a place like ring 2 against a wall, whether it be your own or the opponent's, you need to pause for a second. Are they pushing through the jump up? Are they pushing through the bond? Are they flanking around, which is a pretty common strat as well? Are they just totally going around us? That's what OpTic Gaming did really well. Then they tossed the flag out of their jump up, and they were able to then move across. I think they hit some key kills in ring that allowed them to bring that flag home. Maniac, of course, was putting on a show with the sniper, and then we also saw as the Flamesword walked it up the flag ramp and was able to bring that in.
Yeah, it was certainly quite the run that they had to establish that point on the board. But for CLG now, you know, we're going to go into this restart, and CLG will have sniper control as well as OpTic, so that's going to change things quite a bit. I don't know if time is going to be a factor here. I mean, we had, what was that, maybe 6 minutes, 7 minutes on the clock?
Yeah, I do believe that we were about, let's see, just about a little over 8 minutes into the match.
Yeah.
So we'll get a word from our main stage referee on exactly what the parameters of the continuation will be.
We'll find that one out for you folks. And of course, thank you so much for tuning in and hanging with us during this saga. You know, to use Dragon Ball Z references, the saga of OpTic and CLG. It has been quite the battle so far between these 2 teams. Series right now is at 2-1. If you're just joining us, 2-1. OpTic Gaming down. Can they rally the troops to come back, force that game 5, which will be a Warlord Team Slayer? And again, we saw what happened last night against Team Liquid. So that is something to keep in the back of your head.
And I tell you what, if we do see a Game 5, I think we should kick it off with a listen-in with OpTic Gaming, just because I want to hear that opening strat. I want to see if they'll be able to pull off anything similar.
Part of me wants to, but the other part of me doesn't, because, you know, I just to kind of like reference something, I was casting a different game a while ago, and I remember someone said, hey, follow this guy at the start, because you're going to see the strat he does at the opening of it. And I did, and it was always interesting, because every time we would like start this particular map and things would go forward, he would always get the kill, and everyone's like, how did he get the kill so early, right? Like, how did he get into the enemy side so quick? And then we followed him, and then it kind of ruined it. It ruined the surprise, and then everyone started to do it. So I don't know if we should do that.
Oh, I don't know. Okay, we'll have to, you and I will have to figure out.
We're going to have to argue about that.
We'll definitely argue.
Maybe an arm wrestling match.
We'll argue
Wait,
on
never
stream
mind.
And probably arm wrestle.
I will lose that. Never mind. I have noodles for arms.
But we'll see these players now loading in, so good to see the players getting into the lobby here. we're going to have a continuation of this match. OpTic Gaming will lead 1-0 here on Shrine and capture the flag.
This is a great position for OpTic Gaming to be in. They know that they were poised to make another play happen. You know, it was looking really good for them at the end of that first half of the game there. So, you know, for OpTic, you're the coach of this team. You're clutch, Bravo. You've been in this situation before as a coach. What do you do? What are you telling OpTic?
I think they just need to continue playing the exact game they were. I mean, it's very clear when we actually looked at the scoreboard, not only in terms of flags, but also kills, that OpTic Gaming was doing the right thing. So it's easy to say things like, oh, just play your game, but we actually have something very different here. I think OpTic needs to do pretty much exactly what they were doing and control that slaying dominance, right? Actually be taking out opponents one by one like they were doing, just systematically getting them on the spawn traps, and they're able to run that flag back. And I think only one flag. They had a player that was triple positive and double positive. So that means that with only one flag on the board, CLG is still putting up a really good fight.
Yeah, but I do think, though, that midway through that game, that's when we started to see that swing happen. You know, Maniac started to just accrue so many kills. And while things were neck and neck, OpTic did break the shield a little bit of Counter Logic Gaming, and they were able to, you know, get in there, and that's when I think we started to see those kills begin to rack up there. So it was really that opportunity, right? It was that opportunity that Maniac and Assault were able to establish for their team. Was it, or Maniac and Ace? But I know Maniac, without a doubt, we saw on our screen, was one of the players instrumental in getting that thing going. Perhaps that's, you know, that's what they need again. But as I used before, you know, not to sound like a broken record, but lightning sometimes doesn't strike twice. So for OpTic Gaming, it's just all four players just running on all four cylinders.
Yeah, no, it's absolutely true. And we also just got word from the back that there's going to be 23:10 will be the mark that the match ends. So we'll have roughly 7 minutes of play. That's how much was left in the match right at the time of the interruption. So we'll be playing up until the 23:10 mark. So keep an eye on that in the bottom corner of your screen.
Yep. So we will certainly be updating that to you guys as the match continues on. Players are in the lobby, and they should be starting this one in just a second, which will be awesome. Yeah, I want to see how this one. Plays out.
Me too. I do believe Maniac is the last player that we're waiting on that box to get in, and then they'll be loading up. But make sure you let us know how you're watching the stream here.
Oh, J-Flan.
J-Flan. That might be a square tube TV.
Is that a CRT?
That could be a throwback there. I mean, we got J-Flint 995. He's also got the Febreze can there. So just keeping it cool. Got the fan. So this is his setup right now. Let us know how you're watching the HCS Season 2 final. Shout out to J-Flint. Thank you so much for joining us. It means quite a bit. Of course, without all of you joining us on Twitch, we wouldn't be able to be here at all. A big shout out also, Golden Boy, to everything that Twitch has done here for us in the Halo Championship Series. It's been a fantastic season so far, and the final tournament here of Halo 2 Anniversary.
Yeah, you know, this is it, right? Shutting the door on one chapter and opening the door for another. So, you know, this has definitely been quite the journey here for everyone, and for all the players as well. I still can't get over the fact that he was on a CRT. I mean, I want to know.
I think J-Flint. I think that's the second CRT we've actually seen.
Is that the second?
Shout out to the Square Boxers out there who are,
much
still
respect for holding it down, man.
Seriously, holding it down.
You know those CRTs are useful for for Halo 1, for AC.
H1, H2. I also believe a little bit of Smash Melee.
Oh yes.
People love their CRTs.
Exactly. I just wanted to point that out there. You know,
CRTs are valuable. When you see those things lying around for $10 at a yard sale, you got to scoop them all up.
Oh yeah. If you ever get a chance, guys, look on the internet for a video called My TV. You'll thank me later. So, in any case, this has been quite the series here, and we thank you guys for joining us. The Halo Championship Series would not be possible without you all. Players are getting ready.
And actually, yeah, we do have very good news indeed. The final kit, I do believe, has made its way into the lobby, so these players are going to be kicking things off. Ace, the party leader, will be starting the match in just a moment. So as a reminder, to recap, OpTic Gaming already has one flag on the board as we're continuing from where we left off, and there'll be we're playing up until the 23:10 mark.
Yep, players are in the lobby. All they have to do is hit the start button, and we will be getting going. And it's happened, yes. So, now looking at this, both snipers are down on the field. Rockets are available. 1-0 is the score. OpTic in the lead. We are playing until 23:10 on the timer, which we will keep track of at the bottom right of the screen. Bravo. I know we said before, you know, OpTic just needs to keep playing the game. CLG needs to be aggressive here. Who are going to be your players to watch going into this replay?
I think for me, on one side, Maniac was just 21-7 in the first part of this match. So that's pretty commanding numbers to kick things off with. Now you have to wonder if he would actually be going that far as the OpTic Gaming crew is getting ready here to jump into this match. But you have to wonder if he would be able to keep that up. But only time will tell, and we'll see if he can continue that slaying dominance. Maniac, for me, definitely on the OpTic Gaming side. But we need to see Royal 2 and Snakebite leading that aggressive charge for CLG. No one else is going to do it. Ogre 2 and Cloud, super consistent players. They'll push up when they need to, but I do believe the Royal 2 and Snakebite will be key to those aggressive charges.
Royal 2 and Snakebite. We talked about those guys quite a bit at the MCC Launch Invitational at this very building, how they were a factor for STK and still a factor to this day. Now, looking on the OpTic Gaming side, you mentioned Maniac, and this is the guy that we are going to follow. Remember, folks, 23-10. When that timer hits that point, the match will be over. CLG needs to cap 3. OpTic needs to cap 2. They're up 1-0. Definitely numbers that are much easier to follow than the last one. Snakebite, though, having to back away from this one, and look at that charge coming out of CLG, just stopping Maniac right in his tracks, but ace there with that snipe.
You have to wonder what type of call out or information Cloud got that he thought he might be able to just charge out of the plasma pistol door and into the pea shooter or the courtyard area there, as Flamesword is going to look for those rockets, but you have to wonder why he wouldn't have expected. Looks like they will finally track down those rockets.
I found him.
Yeah, why? You guys, over here. You have to wonder why he would expect that Ace wouldn't be on that turret.
Yeah, but Ace has to be careful, though, because he's going to be just one more shot, and he's in a bad position. So he's just going to wait and see if anyone's going to charge Carbine. Here goes Flamesword there with the rockets, finding a kill on Cloud.
And he gets, looks like he's going to live to tell the tale, possibly, of playing very cautious, but he knows there's a player around here, and it's going to be Ace who's actually engaging with that player.
Yeah, he has to support him. Oh, and he's not going to get the kill.
Think of he might have taken down Ace as well, but look at Royal 2 landing those body shots as well.
Yeah, now the charge is going to come, and OpTic Gaming needs to be careful. Flamesword with that rocket probably should have busted out the BR in that situation, but even then, right, with so much going on, you just got to make the call, and you have Royal 2 with Snipe on the bridge, on the OpTic Gaming bridge. You have Maniac who's trapped in a glass case of emotion down at the bottom, and this is bad for OpTic Gaming, as CLG is very good for them. They're establishing this control. Granted, though, Royal 2 only has 2 shots in that sniper, but that BR can cause so many problems.
Right now, looks like about 2 minutes into this match. No points on the board just yet. Royal 2 not able to connect with as many shots as he would have liked in that position. But Golden Boy, this is your textbook flag run. They're starting the run early, even though there's players that are still alive. As long as you're getting them weak, you can start that run. That's what CLG has done. Take a look at this. They're about to bring this fight.
But here's the thing, though. They have to keep in mind that on the left side of the map, OpTic Gaming could be charging forward because they got that hut spawn, which could be huge for them. What is going to happen? Maybe that delay of Royal 2 picking up that flag could have caused a problem. Nate's flying in. Royal 2, though, throws that one forward. He's going to get this one for sure, and that is going to knock things up. 1-1, CLG answers back.
That's right. So obviously the first team to score this next flag could win the match, as we're only playing till 23-10, or the first team to score 2, of course, will close out the match. So staying on board here with CLG, I'm taking a look at the snipers that are in play. It looks like only one in the hands of Ace.
So with Ace having a sniper, that means that, and keep in mind, you know, CLG sniper is going to be on the respawn. So with Ace having a sniper, this could be the opportunity OpTic Gaming was looking for. Royal 2 knows that there could be a player around them, and there he is, Ace and Maniac right there, and they're going to get caught with their pants down. That's going to be one player who falls. Royal 2 now on the push, identifying that a player is going to be in ring 2, but says, you know, I'm going to forget about it, worry about this guy in front of me. That's going to be Ace with the snipe, and I actually thought that he was in ring. He ended up just getting out of there immediately. Royal 2 falls, and now OpTic Gaming looking to get control of this ring here, identifying Cloud. Ace with the shots there, and he will kill his teammate, and he's just going to have to take it down a notch and just wait for that next opportunity.
That's right, yeah, he has to slow it down just like that, but oh my goodness, I think some of the best grenades I've seen come flying into ring, and they take down Ace.
They really do.
We'll go over to his teammate, Assault.
Assault looking around, and here comes a couple shots there, and he's in a bad position, but he has to stay alive. That grenade has other plans. Ace on the move, ring 2 now. Let's see what he could do. Looking around as he finds a player back by the hut, just sends a shot his way for good measure. Flamesword also doing the same thing, and they can't do anything because there was a player ring 2 who managed to make that stop. Chasing Maniac, as a matter of fact, with Snakebite. Can't stay alive there as well. and just back and forth we go as the score and the time is dwindling down here, folks. We have less than, what, 3 minutes on the clock.
That's right, but as a reminder, of course, once we hit that 23:10 mark, overtime rules will apply. So if we are still tied, we will continue here throughout this match, hence the reason that there are 30 minutes on the clock.
And here's another thing to keep in mind, right? 23:10, I mean, I don't know if the admins had equated for this, but, you know, what happens when we cross that? There's going to be extra time on the board there besides just standard overtime. I'm assuming that they did, because these guys, they know what they're doing. I should just shut up at this point. But regardless of that, World 2 with a killing spree.
Yeah, great use of rockets there. Even though the waterfall is down, really placing those in a perfect spot and not wasting them. We've seen people waste rockets on Shrine because they go for the long-distance rockets and they just don't have what it takes. But World 2 is connecting with each of those, and CLG could be poised to get another cap here.
Oh, but there's going to be that grenade kill there, and not able to get the kill with the rockets, though. And that's going to be a pull here for CLG. That was all they needed,
though, because that's going to push that player back. Take a look at that. It forced the player back. He had to pick up the rockets, and Snakebite just hitting these body shots as well. So Snakebite's in a perfect position here to cut off all the sight lines across a ring.
Similar run here that we saw just a little while ago, but now Snakebite has a sniper, so this is bad news here for OpTic Gaming as CLG is making the run happen. They are going to have it on the turret. This could be the second one on the board here. Cloud's going to throw this one in, and yes, it is. CLG will have the lead. OpTic Gaming is facing elimination with barely a minute and so on the clock.
And I have to tell you what, big plays from Cloud there. Let me tell you why. He brought the flag through HUD. He could have kept going as he did have sniper support, but instead he pauses and kills one player, and then he helps also with a player on the bonfire. So really great teamwork and coordination. Some players there might just go across the turret and try to bring that flag as fast as they could. Instead, Cloud pauses, he waits and shoots. He knows he has all the time in the world, but take a look at the clock. Only 1 minute left here, and all of a sudden CLG leads by 1.
They need to do something here. They got to get that flag out of the base. They have to get control of ring, and CLG is just making sure that they are, you know, no dumb deaths, right? That's exactly what I said before, and it applies here as well. Snakebite going on the hunt, looking around, sees a teammate is down, identifies him. That's Assault. Assault tries to go on the jump up. Another player as well, Maniac, and as these players trek over to the CLG side, they're going to have no shields, and they're going to be in a bad spot.
That's right. OpTic is trying to make something happen. Now they've got about 30 seconds left to do so. That's why you see the OpTic Gaming members just turning their head and trying to get to the other side of the map, but you have Snakebite on their side with the sniper rifle, not making it easy at all. Only about 20 seconds left.
This could be the opportunity OpTic Gaming was looking for, though. If World 2 falls, he's going to lose control of the snipe hut there. Ogre 2 is going to be there as well. With just 13 seconds left on the clock, Ogre 2 is going to be there for a headshot. And could this be the end of the game? Could this be the end of the Greenwall's journey here at the Halo Championship Series Season 2 Finals? That looks to be the case. With 3 seconds on the clock, no one is going to be in a position to make a stop, and that will pretty much wrap things up. OpTic Gaming is eliminated. CLG moves on to fight another day.
And I have to tell you, keep in mind, CLG only had about 7 minutes